we have made a lot of progress through the years since the first time I was busted for marijuana. We've made a lot of progress. We've come a long way. There's a lot of people who have jumped on the bandwagon and realized that marijuana is medicinal. It can help you in a lot of ways. And the more they think about it and the more they realize that's true, then the more people in more states will legalize it. And I think it's come across pretty good. A lot of states out there have already legalized it medicinally and also recreationally, but more states are on the way.
So you have your own Universal Monsters now, sort of in a way. How does that feel as a cinephile?
Wow, that's great. Well put. I love it. I love it. The idea that I could contribute to the Universal Monster pantheon is very cool. All of my favorite horror movies, I find some way to pay them homage in this movie. So Us is kind of an epic Easter egg hunt in that regard. No pun intended, because there's a lot of bunnies in there.
This is a horror movie, so this is probably going to become a lot of people's greatest fear. What is your greatest fear?
I'm not scared of a lot. I'm mostly, scared of real things. But I think that I would have to say black and white tiles. Yeah, it can get kind of creepy for a moment if you look at them for a little while.
And how does it feel to be at a premiere for a film that is such a massive film that so many people are looking forward to?
Yeah, it's kind of overwhelming, but I'm really excited.
Get Out came out of nowhere, right? I don't think anybody was expecting it. Now there's a different thing going on where people are like, all right, do that again, asshole. Go ahead, see if you can do it again. So there's a little bit of that, but I think people are really rooting for him and rooting for his vision. I think it'll be a good experience for people. They'll be happy that there's somebody that's consistently delivering horror with an artistic quality to it. It's like, they're kind of like very popular art movies, in my opinion.
It's really a lovely story about a boy and his dog, and it's sweet, and it's an adventure, and it's funny, and it's exciting, and it's colorful. So I think it's hopefully got something from every angle.
South by Southwest without talking to Bill Murray, because you had quite.
How do you get into the character of a dog? What's involved in that process?
Well, something intuitive. Each dog is very specific in this case, and Wes and Roman and Jason have written something so beautiful that it's not so hard to do something, because each character has a human familiar quality or characteristic. Mine is particularly fond of gossip and passing on gossip. So I know a little bit about that and why that might be interesting, or why I might find my place in the group because of that. But then I am a dog, that's true, and I just have a kind of intuitive feeling about dogs, and I'll bet I paid special attention to my current dog around the time that I was working on this, Woody Allen, Goldblum, and I looked at him more than ever, and boy, those dogs, they're smart, these poodles, he's a poodle. You look at him, he stares, and then he kind of does something that seems very human. He's just kind of, he's soulful and thoughtful and deep, I don't know. So I try to do a little bit of that. The way Wes uses people makes use of them is creative and brilliant. So I'm lucky.
Obviously not your first time in Austin. What's it like being back in the old stomping grounds?
There's mixed emotions about all that. I have a very strange relationship with Austin, but it's great. Austin's a wonderful city, and it's a unique city in the country, I think, especially in Texas, but definitely in the country. I loved it. I loved my time down here. I really did, and I really like coming back. It's a great place to come and a great place to be, and a great place to, obviously, as people now know, a great place to live. Like, when I was here back in the old days, there were none of these tall buildings, man. It was all weird. The tallest building was the Capitol when I was here, so a little bit different now. Do I have one? Well, I'm a chorizo guy. I like a big greasy chorizo and eggs. That's where I'm at. But Kirby Lane, I don't even know if it's still here. Is Kirby Lane still here? All right. Good.
Queso, though.
Yeah, you do. You really do.
this is a unique spotlight, and my goal has been to make sure I don't waste it. You know, that's really been the thing. I mean, every day I wake up, it's like, good Lord, please, you know, make sure that I'm being relevant, that I'm having impact, that I'm making the difference, particularly in the lives of young people. Because while there's this platform and it's very unique, you know, what you realize just from the people on stage and everybody out here, there's always a platform. When I leave here, there'll be another platform. I don't know what that'll feel like, but I will still have that same sense of obligation and responsibility that my parents taught me growing up, that to whom much is given, much is expected. So we're not through yet. You know, there's a lifetime after the White House. So we will keep pushing.
The action stuff is not fooling around. It's intense. The plot is really good. If you pulled all the comedy out, I don't know how you would do that. It is an honest-to-God, really good spy movie. I think Paul just did it perfectly. He's intensely creative, intensely collaborative. Everybody's opinion matters. It's just not like most sets. I mean, he really is just anybody with an idea. He's like, yeah, let's give it a try. Like, why not? Who knows? Like, everybody kind of has. Like, every idea is good, and then if we try it, and if it doesn't work, who cares? It's funny that we tried it, and we just move on. So it's like, I want to be in that kind of atmosphere every day. Like, I want my kids to be, I want everybody to, like, live in that kind of world where somebody's, you know, collaborative, and people's opinions matter.
Hi, guys. This looks pretty cool, right? It looks pretty awesome.
If you like watching a really fun mystery unfold with a lot of sassy characters, then I think you'll like the film.
The lines are really being blurred right now between where people watch their favorite stars, TV, movies. How do you feel about it?
For me personally, I've never differentiated between the mediums of film and television. I've always loved both, and especially a place in my heart for television. It's where I got my start, and you spend so many hours with that crew, it becomes very much like a family. So I love TV, and I think recently there's been a lot of really, really good television. So I'm grateful that television isn't sort of the redheaded stepchild anymore.
It's definitely overwhelming. Grumpy Cat has such a huge following, and it seems to be growing so fast. It still surprises us, the number of fans that we have, and we appreciate them. And we're excited to be here with Friskies for the Will Kitty Play With It video series, and we're excited to see how Grumpy Cat reacts to what's in the box.
Oh, that stuff is so good, huh?
I posted the first picture of Grumpy Cat to Reddit.com the last week of September. I was visiting my sister in Arizona, and I had the cat laying in my lap, and I took a picture of her, and she just looked insanely grumpy, and I couldn't help but posting it to Reddit. Reddit has there's a running joke that Reddit likes cats, the people on Reddit like cats. So I posted it there, and a second picture, and it made the front page and went crazy. Everybody thought she was photoshopped originally, so we had to throw up a video on YouTube to prove that her face really was grumpy. And that video, I want to say it has around 1.5 million views now. She travels very well. She's not grumpy. Her persona is totally different than her picture. She travels very well. She's quiet. She likes being in the confines of her travel carrier. She just lays down and goes to sleep. There's quite a bit of family in and out of her house. She's really calm. She doesn't really have a problem. If anything, she tries to slip away and hide, but she does that whether there's one person around or 50 people around.
Yeah, she's not going to puff up her tail and hiss and run away or anything.
We'll be at the Mashable tent at South by Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, just for an hour or two each day. The schedule is not fully determined yet. And we care about her safety and her well-being. So she's going to have very limited exposure to the crowds. There's not going to be a lot of people handling her. There'll be photo opportunities.
You want Freddie there looking at
you? Well, we're definitely guilty. We are
food pornographers ourselves. We're the premier, yeah. They're fun to mock. It's probably unhealthy. It's a little disturbing. I mean, the chef side of me, I look at that and it's just strange. It's like, relax and enjoy the food. Stop thinking about it. Stop taking pictures of it. I mean, what do they go home and touch themselves later? But on the other hand, we very much benefit from that mentality. So, and again, we're in that business. Not only do we take pictures of food on our phones and with still cameras, we film it beautifully in every imaginable angle.